Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Bleed for This. So we know comic book movies are running a little bit rampant, and we've seen a huge revival amongst space movies, but I think a little revival we've seen but haven't really acknowledged is the resurgence of the boxing movie. We had Southpaw last year, we had Creed, this year we had Hands of Stone, and now we have Bleed for This. And actually, Roberto Duran, who was the main subject of Hands of Stone, makes an appearance in Bleed for This. So there's a lot of overlap, there's a lot of boxing coming into cinemas. How does Bleed for This stack up against the others? Well, I have to say it stacks up pretty favorably overall because I think this is a rock solid film. First of all, the acting performances across the board are all really good. I think Miles Teller did a great job with his role. I would have liked to hear a little bit better of an accent. It kind of waned in and out a little bit and it sounded a little bit stereotypical. But overall, with the emotional side, with the boxing side, with the physical side, I mean, whoa, he really beefed up for the role. Miles Teller did great. As did Aaron Eckhart. I thought he brought so much humanity and so much life into this character, who just by the bad hair job that they did and the bad body work, he acted straight through it and made this person feel genuine and real. I think that Katie Seagal was good. She has a really small part, but she does well in what she's given. And then Ciarán Hinds, I think that's how you say his name, plays the father here, and he is excellent. I thought he was really, really fantastic. And what I like about this movie is it kind of gives you everything you want from a good boxing movie and a good true story. So you get the kind of building up the typical boxing formula. We have the montages of the training, the montages of the running, and the in-ring scenes. It all works out. Just an underdog working his way toward the title. But then, because this is a true story, we get all the way through that type of development pretty early in the film, probably right at the end of the first act, and that's where most boxing movies kind of end, and this one flips the script. And now it turns into a much more emotional, a much more real, a much more inspirational type of story about someone who truly is coming back from the brink of despair and, from a huge, huge tragedy. And then we take it back up from there into, the rest of the story, which does lead to more inspiration, more training montages, and it leaves you on a really positive note. I think the script and the directing are really good for this movie. There's one moment near the end of the film in particular where Aaron Eckhart's character is kind of giving a motivational speech, but the directing choice and the way that scene was put together was fantastic. It was magical. It was my favorite moment of the whole entire movie. I thought it was just so innovative and so wonderful. A great way to really bring the viewer back to the previous moments. A great way to understand where all of the build was coming from and kind of set up what was coming up next. And to just show what this character is, what this character's been through. It was just done so well, expertly done, and I think the whole movie was really, really well directed, and the script was strong too. I thought the fighting scenes were good. They were nothing really to write home about. We didn't have anything like that long one take from Creed, but they were solid, they were exciting, they kept you engaged at least. As for the negatives of the film, I think that some of the editing choices maybe were a little bit strange. There's this one moment where I think they were trying to signal what was to come, but it just kind of felt awkward, oh, we should have cut this scene off about 5 seconds ago. And just those 5 seconds of lingering in a dead space was a very odd decision. And then there's a really touching moment between, the father and Miles Teller that unfortunately felt so rushed. We saw some development working toward there, and I think that is in huge part to Hinds, the actor who plays the father, and his job of creating such a character. But then we get to this really great moment with him, and it's just cut so short. We don't get any of the after of this moment. It just like cuts off at the end of the actual moment. And I thought that was such a missed opportunity. We had built up such great emotional tension there and a big revelation within the story itself that to just move on like that really did feel like a big missed opportunity. And it undercut the importance of that moment to all characters involved and the story itself. But overall, I mean, this story is so amazing that you really have to see it to believe it. You would think this is fiction. You would think this was completely scripted. So to see just somebody fighting for what they love like this and using their passion to really come back from the brinks of paralysis was fantastic to watch. And the fact that it's a well-made, solid movie just makes it all the better. So I would give Bleed for this a good matinee. I think if you're really into boxing and you like boxing movies, it's definitely worth the full price ticket. But overall, I'd give it a strong matinee. So, that has been my review of Bleed for this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below, and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Bleed for this? And what is your favorite boxing film? Let me know either in the comment section down below or hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!